Hi, how's it going? My name is Charmaine Gold. I never really wanted to be live. I never really wanted to be in the public eye. But here I am because something needs to be said, especially about Jesus is alive and he is real. It's really interesting to me how people will read the Bible or they'll go to Sunday school as a child. They'll have a half of belief. They'll go, oh, yeah, I know about the story of Noah, and yeah, I know that the rainbows in the sky are to show that he's not going to flood the earth again. You might even know about other Bible stories, and you go, tick, oh, yep, or other prophecies about things that will unfold as the years go by, and people have seen those happen, and they, yep, tick, and then we get right to almost the end of the Bible, and all of a sudden, Jesus isn't real. But there have been tick along the way to all the other truths. I don't know. Ask yourself. I watched a tunnel opening in 2006. It was in Switzerland, I believe, and they called it the Gotthard Tunnel opening. Maybe it should have been called the Gothic ceremony. I've written just some notes just to keep myself on task. I can normally just speak off the cuff. First time going live, little nervous, all that stuff. Anyhow, so in that ceremony, they showed their symbolisms. They showed animal sacrifice. They showed child sacrifice. They showed sexual rituals. And if you have a close look, at the end, they even have the Saviour. Now, if all of those evil, demonic symbols are to show us that Christ isn't real, then why do they have such a mammoth picture of him right at the end? And then they had other symbols that were showing that they were going to deter people from seeing him, that they were going to obstruct him and get in his way. So have a look at that ceremony. Have a good look, study it out, and you'll see for yourself many demonic symbols. And also, you will get to see that even for the darkest of the dark, Jesus is real. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had him on there, now would they? You know, if you don't believe that Jesus is real, I'll tell you something else that we're all going to end up ticking in the scriptures one day, and that is that every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is the Christ. I decided to go live because I've got so many people playing with my channel so that I can't be seen. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know why they're stealing my work, other than the fact that I speak the truth, and it's driving them nuts. You know, I know a good number of Christians that say that they know Jesus and they go to church, but they are members of their congregation by title only. Most of the time they're only Sunday Christians. What they get up to on Monday to Saturday can be quite appalling. Although each to their own, everyone's allowed to live their own life, their own way, and we all make mistakes. Please don't think that I'm a saint. That I am not. But it doesn't stop me from trying, and I hope that it doesn't stop you from trying as well. Now, YouTube's got an onslaught at the moment, an absolute onslaught of new channels that are teaching us about things that are to come and the way that things are going to change, and that we're going to have awakenings and DNA upgrades, etc. Which all of that is true, but a good number of those channels don't even mention the Saviour. Not at all. They're leading so many people down so many paths and rabbit holes. If you're going to watch any channels about things that are to come, if they mention God and they mention Jesus Christ, then you know you're on a good wicket. If they don't, then they're possibly trying to lead your mind, your temple, astray. I know there's a saying that our body is our temple, and for some it is, very much so. But isn't it interesting that when we talk about, I can't think about that right now, that we go, I can't think. Or my mind's a little blurred. Interesting how we all do that. We always point to our temple, which is where our mind has the fog that Jesus Christ is not real. He is alive and he is real. And the Christ consciousness that they're all talking about, that's been there from day one. We're born with that. That's what helps us to decide what's good and what's bad. And I know that Jesus Christ doesn't, or God, doesn't judge people the way that we've been led to believe. Most of the judgment we do ourselves. Please remember that God cannot go past your will, your own will. That's his rule, and he won't break it. God can only live within you if you let him. Jesus Christ can only live in your consciousness and in your heart if you let him. And if they're not there, if they're not to be found in your temple, in your mind, in your thinking, in your heart, in your soul, it is you that has walked away from them. They will never walk away from you. Never. Nothing can separate you from the love of God and the love of your Saviour, Jesus Christ. If you haven't chose God first, in the end, it's really not going to matter what you have chosen instead. I can promise you that. And as for being judged in the judgment seat of Christ, he doesn't really care too much about your actions. It's your morals and your motives behind your actions that you will be judged on. And for the most part, he will just sit there and say nothing. This is what I believe. I believe that we'll have to give an account of our life, and that's where the judgment will come. Now, you can listen to whatever channel you want that's teaching you about what's to come. But please do not come back and tell me that I did not warn you. The scriptures have many verses that talk to us about even the elect Christians will be fooled in the end. Please, people, don't be one of them. Do not be one of the people that falls to your knees when the Saviour does come and cry and beg for forgiveness because you allowed yourself to be fooled. Jesus Christ is real and he is alive. I don't know why so many churches have crosses all over the place. Why on earth would you celebrate his death when he's still very much alive? Thank you for listening in today. And I can see that my channel has been blocked even yet again. I only hope that it does reach some of you. I do have an investigator trying to find out who's playing with my channel, and when we find out, then I'll be able to reach a lot more of my viewers. Have a listen to some of my other videos that I've made, or podcasts as I've called them. There's some wonderful truths in there to give you hope, to uplift you, to help you to know that all is not lost in this crazy, crazy time that we're currently going through. But in the meantime, stay well, stay happy, and have fun doing it.